Okay, I think we're nearly ready to go. Sod it, I am going to be ready to go because we're late, and before we get into anything, I want to make sure this mic sounds good. So hey everybody, and welcome to live stream. I have had a brand new microphone. You can probably just about see it. It is still a Blue Yeti because I don't really do anything sort of on a professional enough level that I feel like I'd need to mess with anything else, like XLRs and Go XLRs and all the fancy knobs and all that. It's not like I do stuff where I regularly need to do a lot of advanced stuff. So I'm pretty happy with the Yeti. But I've gone with a Blue Yeti X, which is an upgrade from the Blue Yeti that I had. I love that thing. It did me really well. But what I wanted finally was to tie everything into my Logitech ecosystem, which this now allows me to do, as I think Logitech have bought out Blue. So you can see that the Yeti X is on the end there. It goes with the rest of my peripherals. So I've got Corsair to manage all of my internal computer component stuff. And then I've got Logitech, which manages all of my sort of peripherals, if you like. So you can see there's the mouse, there's the power play mat, there's the keyboard, there's the headset, there's the speakers, there's the webcam, and there's the Yeti. So it all kind of comes together, and it means that I no longer have to use voice meter anymore. And I can also style my voice with relative pissing about with knobs. I can have presets. It just allows me to have everything in one place. So hopefully the levels are good. The audio is good. It's crisp. It's clear. There's no crap in the background. It doesn't do noise suppression as harshly as it did before. What I was relying upon for noise suppression and a noise gate was Streamlabs OBS. Those filters are now off, and this is purely off the software within Logitech for the microphone with no voice meter, which I relied on to make it not sound abysmal. So all of voice meter's adjustments and what Streamlabs was handling, what was being managed by 3 different pieces of software, is now being managed by one, which is a hell of a lot cleaner, a hell of a lot nicer. And when I had the other Yeti, it wasn't a thing. So now that it is a thing, I thought, you know what, sod it. I'm sick and tired of voice meter cutting out and update screwing with things. So in theory, this should be a lot easier to sort of manage. Buffering a lot. Wallpaper is paused. I don't know why I'm buffering. Am I buffering on everyone else's end? It shouldn't be. Frames dropped. It seems relatively steady. I'm not seeing any heavy CPU usage. Stream quality is good. It seems okay. So yeah. Also, because the noise gate isn't too harsh, or I think it's the noise gate isn't so harsh, it means that you'll still have a general hearing of everything, and it won't just so sharply cut off, I don't think. Hopefully it's alright. I'll probably have to tweak it and mess with it and see if I can get it any better. But yeah, I think it's just getting started. It was a bit weird. Okay. If you have any issues, any buffering, any weirdness, let me know. We'll see if it's like a stream local issue or just something that's sort of localized. Let me turn this light off. Otherwise you get a lot of flickering on the camera. You know what I haven't done? What I probably should have done? I should have done this one. We should have done this one, shouldn't we? I set this up and I don't even feckin' use it. So yeah, we're going to carry on with my Peignoir. I've been making some... I haven't just made changes. I've actually done most of the mod. I obviously can't always stream for various reasons I won't get into. But I have made big progress with my Peignoir. What I ended up doing was getting all the dialogue stuff pretty much in place and working. I have put a lot of the scripting in place where you can put a pack on him, you can put a mount on him, you can ride him, you can get off him, you can trade with him, you can command him around. The commands and the outfits are managed in 2 separate menus, so there's not a massive string of dialogue anymore. We're going to be advancing on that today and getting all the skins in place and whatnot. And we're also going to do an exciting thing first, which is get the lantern system up running, which I already painfully went through about an hour and a half this morning trying to get a light source to appear and disappear when you attach armor, which it turns out wasn't too difficult. It's just a bit weird how it seems to work. Thank you. Good jammies. It's kind of a mix between... Is it Marvel? Yeah. Oh, that went off. It's a mix between like Marvel pajamas and then just a top from... Was it Alton Towers? Yes. Is it Wicker Man? Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. It's Wicker Man. So anyway, yeah. Sound is great. No issues. Good stuff. So let's go through. Let's welcome everyone to the stream. So Phantom, welcome to the stream. Skinner, welcome to the stream. Dr. Goom, welcome to the stream. Sweet Tea, welcome to the stream. Blah, blah, blah. Skeever, welcome to the stream. Anybody else I'm missing, welcome to the stream. Hopefully people will start rolling in. Restream seems happier now too. Yeah, lighting shouldn't be too bad now. Anyway, so I'll get this sort of loaded. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress of it now. It's really fun. We'll see sort of how we get on. Doing a lot of flashing at me. It's got a lot of flashes. Yeah, you can see the microphone button now. It's really nice. It's a shame. I've kind of, I've lost the red, but not a lot you can do there. It kind of does like all the fancy lights I could set to red, but then that's kind of pointless anyway because you can't even see it. It's doing it here. It's sort of as you talk, it does all the, showing how you're talking and whatnot. But yeah, it's so far so good. I did have to swap the cable out and do some other jiggery pokey, but it seems to be together now. So let's go into full on live mode. Let's get our music rolling. Is it on? Yep, there it is. Lovely. Interesting. I realised that my alerts... oh, no, never mind. I thought something was broke. It's not. My alerts are fine. They still come up in the middle of the screen. And they also come up as, like... recent things there. There we go. Yeah, so there's like... Simpson got herself at Christmas, I think it was, the Black Yeti Nano, which is this, but dinky. And cute. And then I've got the Yeti X. I had the normal Yeti. The Yeti Pro was insanely expensive when that came out, but it's now actually old, but they still kind of maybe sell it. And then they've got a Caster, which is basically just like the new Blue Yeti, but with bits. But yeah, it's good. It does the job. There'll be people that are saying, "Hey, you can get a way better mic than that for cheaper as well." And I'm like, well, you know what? I've had an experience with Blue. It puts it into my ecosystem. I'm actually fine. I don't want to mess with all, learning how to put all professional audio stuff together. I'm just really not interested in going down that road. This is incredibly quick, simple USB plug in. Bob's your uncle. Job done. It's all running. So I think I'm going to sort of show you the current progress on my pet Guar, and then we'll kind of dive in and... Oh, bye. You coming back?
I'm not sure, but I am anyway to get my phone stuff.
Okay. Am I talking too loud?
Maybe a tiny bit.
Okay. I need to talk quietly, because I feel like I'm talking loud to like try and keep the noise level up. But anyway, okay, we'll whisper. Okie doke, so what are we doing? So I'll try and talk a little quieter and calm. We'll see how the audio level is then. Okie dokie. So it's alright, I see like the audio level and then I'll just freak out when it's like too low or it's too high, and you get very sensitive with it. Let's go in game. Let's find out how this is. We're actually gonna have to pause the music now, and I'll just bump the audio up there. Let's go into the game, and I'm just going to sort of show you how this is at the minute. There was a mod that I had to download that makes a torch into a weapon, because apparently that puts a light on you when you're holding something like weapon or armor through an enchantment, just so I could see how that one was done. It kind of helped me with figuring out how mine works. So it doesn't rely on anything in that mod, but it does help. Helped cut out a lot of the sort of testing and whatnot. Everything's just black now. Controller's black now. The mic's black. I'm black. These are black. Eh? Yes, please. Squeezy. Yes, please. Hello, Mr. Guar. So, here's our Guar. We're probably going to call him Dewberry. No, we called the boar Dewberry. No, we don't want to call the Guar Dewberry. We want to call the Guar something different. What are we going to call this guy? Oh, hang on a minute. What did you call him, Phantom? What happened to Stream Captain America? Because of his teeth. I've forgotten what we were calling him. Want Nasher. That should work, so we're playing Gears of War. I have to wait for the stream delay. Unless he's having a nap. Needles, that was it. Alright, we're going to call him Needles. So, you can rename him, obviously, just like the boar. Nice and easy. Good system. We could test it, but I'm relatively certain that it works. It's set up pretty much exactly the same now. Rather than follow, wait, dismiss, all that being, you know, splattered on screen, I've tried to keep this to sort of a rule of 8. So we've got 7 at the minute, and there might be one more goes in there. And what you do is you do command, and then you can do like follow. Oh, I forgot we got animations as well, but you have to be in third person. Unless you've got a first person mod. We should, I don't know if we should force it. Oh, thank you. So, I'll show you in a minute. It's a yogurt. I like these squeezy yogurts because I'm having throat issues. These go down well. Really nice. They've got jokes on these things, but I've read them all now and they're not refreshing them. It's very annoying. Why did the goalkeeper have a lot of money in the bank? Because he was good at saving.
Don't get too comfortable here, mortal. You may actually earn your way
For a
out.
subscription, Tim. And that is where that should appear down here now. It's weird. Why isn't it doing that? I might move it into that box. And get rid of the other thing that don't work. Very yummy. I've got 2. What's this one? Why did the photographer get fired? He was camera shy. So, you have to be careful because you can slip with these and hit yourself in the face, and you can also have it go absolutely everywhere. I got it all over the screen before. It's bad enough trying to clean your monitor, but then when it's 38 inches and ultra wide, it takes forever. It is a pain. So yeah, it was bad enough when I got crap all over 24 inch. Now this thing's bloody huge. Right, okay, so when you do wait, he does like a little point, like you stay there. And then when you do, so it says Needles, use his name. Follow, so come on, come with me. And then we've also got dismiss, so go away, be gone. It's a bit harsh. Yeah, we won't get him to follow again. Then what we've got pet, so you ideally want to be close to him to do that, otherwise it looks a little bit weird. Let's try, there we go. Looks like I'm tickling his chin. Then we've got rename, which we've used. We've got trade, so I can give him. What can I give him? I'll give him some healing potions to carry. Retry that, should work nice. Yep, carry me healing potions. I also want to put a limit on how much he can carry and stuff. Outfit, and we've got saddle up, and we've got pack bar. So I can't remember how much of this you guys have actually seen. I think I did a fair amount off stream. So you've got saddle up, which is good if you want to ride him. I mean, you can ride him bareback, but it looks a little bit freakish because you're hovering over him ever so slightly. And it's just silly. Why would you want to ride him bareback? But if you do, if you want to go completely naked and ride him bareback, that's entirely up to you. We can also pack him up. And then, what? Any recommendations on a good camera dart my Logitech side go by? Well, I'm not really one to recommend based on what I have because it's ridiculous. The Logitech Brio is what I've got, but that's literally so I can sit at my computer and it recognises me and signs me in because it's cool. It's honestly not. Anchor one, yeah. Linus was using an Anchor one. Linus Tech Tips. If you want to go Logitech again, if you care about it like being in its, you know, within a Logitech ecosystem. Yeah, I was going to say the Logitech C920. I know. The Logitech C920 is what you've now got from me, my old one, which is a damn good 1080p webcam and a lot more affordable. But if you do just need an affordable webcam, I'm not entirely sure where to start, to be fair. But if you want to go Logitech, then the C920 is, you know, even if you don't want to go Logitech, it is one of the better webcams. Outfit. So yeah, you can saddle him up. Once you saddle him up, you can't actually ride him because riding on top of that would just be suicidal and you'd be sitting on a shovel. But then you can also do outfit and then you can unsaddle him. So you can take all of this off at any time. Zim the bargain to stream. Anyone else I've missed from to stream. So now we can also mark home. You can mark home anywhere on like the board, but the difference is if it finds it's not a suitable place, it will basically say at the top left, as you might have seen there, not a suitable location, find somewhere else for him to live. So what we can do is ride, but if we want to ride, we do want to put the saddle on ideally. I also need to test what happens when I go in the water now, because I set him as being able to swim, but I don't think he'll actually be able to. So I would just avoid water at all costs, quite frankly. I saw a dragon. It's quite leggy on Legacy because it's a pile of shit, so excuse the lag. So what happens when we go in water? Yeah, water's still not a good idea. It kind of freaks out and breaks. We will not do that. He's a very noisy guar. He's like... God. It's just like the boys. So fucking noisy. Although I feel like the guar's... The boar's quieter than this. So anyway, I'm going to get him to follow. He has basically got boar sounds, but, you know, we don't really have anything else, so... Come on! Come on, needles! So, the other thing, if we actually... Why is he bobbing? If we... Oh god, stop bobbing! If we make it dark... what I was trying to get working this morning, and I think now does work. If you pack him up and you have the lantern, there's actually a light on him. Now, it looks like crap in Legacy because this game's a steaming pile of rotting ancient corpse manure poop. It's awful. It just doesn't look good unless you mod the hell out of it and put an EMB. But if we put this in Special Edition, the brightness of this light and the sort of difference it makes should be, pardon the pun, night and day. It should actually be quite good. But you can kind of see that there's a bit of light coming from it. Now, what I do want is now to be able to remove that light, because you may not want it. So, yeah. We may not want that on him, so I want an option where you're basically like, no, take that off. So, what I've got to do first of all, we're going to put our music back now. Is I need to go to MPG, and we're basically going to go ahead and change a few things. So the Pakguars are actually going to start using something else. Well, I don't need to do that yet. Hang on. I need my armor add-ons for Pack without the... so basically no lantern. So it's going to be NL. Or we could just do one with lantern. That would probably be a lot easier. No, we're going to do NL. And then we're going to... what's missing? Guar body N. That's interesting. I'll have to fix that. That's really bad. He's got no normal map, essentially. But we'll ignore that for the time being. What we want here is to select a different version of him. So, no lantern. No to the yes. So we just want to change all the ones that say Pack to be NL and the version without a lantern. I'm not really worried about the female version because we're not going that route. We're not actually going to have females as such. Right, so all the skins aren't done yet either. We need to go in and sort of pick out some skins, which I think we'll kind of do in a minute, actually. I'm just going to re-go back into that one. And then we are going to do no lantern. And also Guaffle. And then we're going to want this armor stuff. So, Pack skin, Pack NL skin 01. And we want to get rid of MPG H lantern. So we're actually going to remove the light, the lantern and whatnot. And I've actually forgotten to... Oh, have I? No. No, I don't need to change that. No, it is literally just remove the enchantment, but I don't think the others have them on. So that's fine, because I was only testing it with the one to start with. So, Pack NL, no lantern. And then we'll make ones with them shortly. So, Pack NL, so it's, again... No lantern, right, that should clean that up. That'll make that work. And what we're going to do is we are going to now dig out the ones that we want to use. So if I go into Mihail, I will open these guys up and take a look. So he's obviously, we've already got him. Him we've already got because we want an albino one. 3's a striped version I quite like. So I'm probably going to go with 3. He looks a bit dark. He doesn't look much different. He's just slightly different shades, kind of pointless. He's just a spotty albino. So we're currently working on 3. I don't like the look of him. Or him. Or him. He's awesome. So we want 3 and 11. And he's deathly, so we do not want him. So 3 and 11 are kind of what we're going for. In which case, what I need to do is essentially get those textures out of here and put them into our own. And we're going to do... hang on, I'm confusing myself. Mihail, Deathhound, Guar, and what was it? 3 and 11, we can see them clearly. So I'm going to copy that there. Oh, that's interesting. That was for Pony. Golden Eyes. Goldeneye and Guar. You know, he's kind of strict. You know what? I think we'll go with the Goldeneye one, actually. We'll go with these two. So we'll copy and paste these. We'll use these because I'm going to have up to 4 that you can own. But only one can follow you at any given time. So that's something that we need to kind of sort. Guar body. Rather than update the mesh, I'm just going to cheat and do that to fix that problem that we had. And then we're going to basically grab these names and then just overwrite these boys. So that one's going to become 4. And then this one is going to become number 3. And then what we'll do is we are going to need these guys as texture sets. Probably not a good idea. Thank you. Don't think Pringles are going to work. Right, so if I go Gar 3 and I'm going to select this fella. Textures and my pet Guar and body and 3. And then change them before. And in theory, I've already sort of laid them out. So just putting these in should kind of... No, have I? Yes, I've already done them. I've already linked them. Interestingly, this hasn't done the normals. Kind of need to fix that. There we go. So now we've got the different ones. I also need to have the different ones. So, because I've only got 2 at the moment. So I want to take number 1, make sure 2's sort of the same. Annie, welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. So we've got remove ride and we've got combat block on 1. And he is what he is. So we're going to want the same thing on here. So do remove ride on this and Ali Guar. What we need for now, and I'm going to leave combat just for the time being, and I'm basically going to make a copy of these fellas, and we're going to have the others in there. So what I want to do is create new form, and then I want to change how this guy looks. So it should just be as simple as changing his skin. Yeah. And instead of albino, he's just going to be Guar. And then we're going to make number 4. Number 4 is my favourite, I think. It's because he looks awesome. It would be nice if we could have done a thing where you activate them and change paint and stuff, but I don't think that I can really script skin changes and whatnot. So it wouldn't really work. I just want to go back in, double check, and make sure he's correct. And all of a sudden, would you believe, we have Guars. Oh my god, he's awesome. I love him. Yeah, he looks good. Anyway, right. So, we got those guys in check. I want to go to my Trello, which I suddenly have lost the ability to spell, even though I could just click the link up there. I have all these bookmarks. I still feel like just typing stuff. Lantern, we're going to do in a mo. Teleport spell does not sound interesting. Skins we've literally just implemented, so I'm not doing the whole completed and all that crap. This isn't a big enough project. I'm just listing stuff and archiving it when it's done. World placement, pet feed and lantern and teleport. Okay, so well, I was thinking, hang on. we kind of want to do the things. We need the quest, and we need to look at implementing things. So what we now want is the ability to, we need to add to outfit, and we need something that's interesting. Why is that big? Why is it that huge? Why doesn't this all level up and look pretty? Anyway, we want to we've got saddle up, we've got unsaddle, and we've got Pakwa. What we're also going to want, so I'm going to budge these down. We're going to want, I don't know what we're going to call it, but it's going to be for the lantern. So add lantern, I suppose. I mean, either way, it's just going to be a new topic, so I'll just call it sort of lantern topic. And then the response will depend on the current situation and what it does. Might be a clever way of doing it. Although this can only be one thing, so it can be like add and remove lantern. Add lantern? Not really. Maybe we just call it lantern, and then that will just sort of knock it on or off. There doesn't need to be any dialogue as such. But it will need like a sort of script, so AK speaker, and we'll do MPGD lantern. I suppose it ought to be lantern 01 and lantern 02. Or lantern on and lantern off. And then if we've got it keeping sort of lantern, delete it. Because it does that. Yeah. Alright, let's remove that. Keep it clean. And what we'll want is a similar setup here in conditions. So I don't know if anyone wants me to sort of run over how all of this is going to work now. I don't know if people are interested in a complete breakdown. I know that because of the ultra wide you can't really see super clear, but I could still explain kind of how it works. It might take a while. So we've got Petgua 01. This is where it gets very interesting and something that we need to flesh out now for these fellas. This is where kind of explaining it does help. Alright. I'm gonna leave this for a second, but lantern on means that he currently has active pack skin no lantern 1 as a yes. Just for that condition. And I'm gonna leave that for a second and we're just gonna save. Alright, so basically what we've got is we're obviously doing actions through dialogue for our Petgua. So all you do, you've got your dialogue view. This is all for the conversation with the Petgua. Going right down to the basics. It's a simple quest that starts when it's enabled. That means that you have to generate an SEQ. You can do that in Xedit. Right click the ESP once you've loaded it and do create SEQ. And then make sure that you go into Skyrim, data, SEQ, and that this is then included within your mod. All this if we're working on a different mod, whatever mod it is. So once we've got this in place, you sort of make one, you confirm it, you reopen it. There's a few bits that you need to do, like giving it a name, giving it a unique ID, making it MISC, priority 0. I don't think that matters too much with dialogue. Stages, objectives, that's for actual quest stuff. Making dialogue is done within quests. It's really confusing, really silly. But what I've got here is I've got a collection of quest aliases. So a quest alias is essentially something that is filled in, whether it's filled in and remains filled in as what it is, or whether you fill it in with scripts and whatnot. It is something that can then be referred to and be linked directly with the quest and other goings on with it. So I've got the player here. I've got Gwar Wait, Gwar Follow, Gwar Ride, Gwar Summon. So these are the references for the current Gwar that would be following, waiting, riding, or being summoned. So when you tell a Gwar to follow you, he goes and gets filled into what is currently empty, the Gwar Follow radius. We also have aliases for the specific existing Gwars. So if we want to reference them as their unique individuals, so number 1, 2, and 3, 1 being the plain one, 2 being the albino, 3 being the striped one, 4 now being the awesome one. So we've got all those guys. That's the aliases, so we can play around with scripts and point at those in fragments and whatnot. So we've then got the sort of dialogue view. So this is obviously where we line up all our stuff. A lot of people prefer to do it, I think it's under player dialogue, and you actually see it in a more written format, and you can learn and do it this way. For me, it's just visually easier, considering I'm not really an actual quest kind of guy or dialogue kind of guy. This is just what I'm used to. It's a very drag and drop method. It's kind of the dummies version, and it's very buggy and it's very annoying, but it works if you get to grips with it. So this outlines our dialogue. So what I've gone with here, what we had last time in the stream, was we had follow, wait, dismiss, all as what I call branches. So they're all their own branch, so the yellow ones here. But then topics go under branches. What that means is this branch leads on to this topic, this topic, this topic. And whether they appear depends on the various conditions that you set that you can run. So for example, in follow, this only shows if the race is Gwar, so that not everybody can be asked to follow in the world, and also checking that his current package is not follow. So make sure he's not already following, otherwise you wouldn't want that to appear. So that's how you control that stuff. So what I've got here, I've got command. It's an overarching branch, and rather than repeat a lot of the conditions in here, what I've done is I've put the ones that sort of apply to all of the topics in the top tier for command, which is that he's race Gwar and his faction is owned, so he's actually owned by you, and that he's currently not set to be riding. That I'm not going to cover yet, if I do it all. Then what I do is I cut it down a little more with further checks for each individual topic. So get his race is repeated for a very good reason, because if it's not in there, it basically makes loads of voice type folders and repeats the voice for like his grunting sound, which is bad, so I had to re-put that in there, but normally I wouldn't expect that you would. So that has all that in there. It has the various conditions. Goodbye means that once it's said, it cuts the dialogue off. If that was unticked, then it means that you have to pull out yourself, or you wait for something to happen that ends it. Or usually you won't have goodbye if it leads on to something. So on here I've got command, and it doesn't say goodbye because it leads on to these. If it said goodbye, it would never get to follow, wait, dismiss. So I've got these are very basic commands. I've done the same with outfits, so we can saddle up, unsaddle, pack Gwar, lantern on or off. And then I've also got the individual branches that don't need to break down into other bits. They're just to ride him, to pet him, to feed him, to trade with him, to rename him, and to mark home. So what we get for follow. So in this topic, you've got what you call responses. So this is what it comes back with. And you can have various responses in terms of if it's random. So when you say hello to somebody, instead of them going, hello, 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 every time you say they sound the same, you can use this to do variety. So instead of hello, it might be howdy, or it might be sup, or what you doing, man, or how's it hanging. You could have all of those in here, and then you could set like the random flag and put the last one as random end, and it would pick one at random. Or if you've got one overarching topic but you want the response to be different, depending on different things. So if it's raining, it's like hello, it's like leave me alone, it's raining, I want to go home now. Or if it's sunny, it's like, hello, oh, hello there, isn't it a lovely day? So you can do things dependent on these various conditions that you set in here, and just make sure that none of them conflict, otherwise it might just pick a response at random. So you can do that sort of thing. In this case, and in most cases, but it's different on one of these, there's just the one response, just because we just need them to grunt and do a single thing every time. Now on Mark Home, I've got 2 of them. So number 1 is for if you're actually in a player home, in which case it will do its thing. And number 2 is if you're not in a player home, in which case it will tell you, no, you're not at a player home, this isn't a good location. So you can see we've got a different response depending on the current situation, whether you're in a home or whether you're not. So that's really the easy stuff at this point. The trickier stuff and more detailed stuff, which melts my brain, is the performing of actions through my script. So this is things like putting a saddle on him. This is things like getting him to follow me. This is things like opening his inventory. Now what you do is you could do everything in the papyrus fragment. That's just not a good idea. It's an awful lot of stuff to run at the end of a conversation. It's not very clean and you end up repeating yourself. You'll have to remake all your properties. Essentially what I'm saying is if you've got a load of things here that share the common properties and do roughly the same thing, what you actually want to do is put a big controlling script in the script section. So what I've done is I've got MPG dialog controller, ignore rename and UILib. These are to do with the way that the renaming system works. So what I've got is I've got this big controller script. Now what this does, let me just put that to one view. This controls all of the different functions that we want to carry out. So a follow function, a dismiss function, a wait function, there's a mark home function, an open inventory function, feed, rename, saddle up, unsaddle, pack up, and we're going to add a lantern function in there as well. And instead what you do in these fragments is do exactly what they sound like they should do, is you use them as just fragments of a script to point at a more overarching script that runs and holds all the data, meaning that you don't have to repeat yourself. So let's keep it simple with follow. So follow here, what you've got, it does get owning quest, so it looks at itself and it grabs the script that we've made on the end. So that was the MPG dialog follower, and then it does dot, so it basically goes script on myself dot what's the function you want to run. And then what you do is you call arguments within that function. So what I mean by that is you can, I think it's arguments, I don't know, I talk shit sometimes. Anyway, I know how it works in my head, I don't always know the technical ins and outs. But what you do is in here in the brackets you can state an actor, an outfit, it's whatever you want to sort of select. So this might be different for follow and wait, for example. Actually, no, a good example to use is this is different for saddle up and for unsaddle. For saddle, you want the actual saddle, but then for unsaddle, you want to remove it and give him the bareback skin. So you state the outfit that you want, and it might be different for each boar. Each boar will have their own skin that has a saddle on it. So you're going to have like a state outfit. And what you can do, you do it all once rather than for each individual one on the fragment. And you just, in the brackets, you call a property that you add in here. So what you do is, let me show you on actual saddle rather than follow, that doesn't have any. So under here, I state what my outfit is, and then in the brackets, I say what it is, and I reference it within the script, where in the brackets it's got outfit, and then I can reference it all in there. So I fill this in using the papyrus fragment with the property on it. Hopefully that sort of makes sense. When you play around with it, you kind of, it sinks in, you get it. So AK speaker basically links what you're currently talking to, the GUAR, to, that links it to what I've called GUAR pack ref or GUAR unsaddle ref, and then I can reference it and play with it in the script there. So that lets me do all that stuff. And what I've done is obviously I've done all those functions in the script, I've called them, and then we're setting different things and we're using just conditions in the game's engine itself to do different stuff. And that's basically what we're doing. Now for let's pick some of these out for what we're doing. So for following, dismissing and waiting, you saw that I showed you like those reference aliases earlier on. What we're basically doing is filling them in and clearing them depending on what we're doing. So as you can see here for follow, it's clearing anything in the wait alias, it's then forcing the follow alias, and it's basically putting our GWAR in there. And what that means is the aliases can hold various information and set certain things. So the wait alias actually has a wait package. Now what that means is if an NPC is set to this alias, any packages in here are going to overwrite their default package. So if you wonder why you might marry Lydia, and usually she hangs out at Whiterun when she's not following you, why doesn't she go back to Whiterun when she marries you? It's probably because they've filled her into a wife alias, which has packages in here that overwrite it, and that means that she then goes to wherever she's told to go housewise. It's probably a lot more complex than this, but that's kind of the basics of it. So yeah, we've got all those aliases that we're filling and emptying just for the following, and it automatically just kicks their new packages in, and they start following, or they wait, or they leave and they go away. When you clear an alias, they default back to whatever's on their base object, which is helpful. So marking home, that basically runs through a while loop and just checking form list to form list, number to number, to make sure that it matches the GWAR with the marker, which is something that we need to get working. The open inventory is really easy. Grab the GWAR, open his inventory. Easy. Feed we haven't really done anything with yet. Rename I'm not even going to bother trying to explain. Saddle up is essentially just fading out the game, swapping out an outfit, and playing the sound, and the same with unsaddle, and the same with pack up. So it's just swapping out outfits. That's all it's doing. Whenever you remove an outfit for some reason, you need to disable and re-enable the actor, otherwise it doesn't disappear visibly, even though it's not on them anymore. It doesn't want to disappear. I don't know why that's the case, but that's sort of the way I get around it. And because you faded out, usually it disables and enables him while you're in a blackout screen, so you don't see it happen. Otherwise it'd look a bit weird and it'd be a bit jarring. So that's kind of how all of that works. And so what we're doing here now, to circle back around, is we want a topic for Lantern, and we're going to want 2 responses depending on if he has a lantern or he doesn't have a lantern, and do a different function depending on which one we're messing with. So what we're going to do, the other bit here is the fact that each GWAR has a different skin, and they have a different skin for their pack and their saddle. So I'm actually going to use multiple topics in some of these for the different GWARs. So a topic for each GWAR. GWAR 1, GWAR 2, GWAR 3, GWAR 4. For now I'm doing everything for 1, and then I'll add the others where I need to afterwards. That'll make more sense sort of as we go. Have any idea why my SC3 might not be able to compile completely? And try to saw a few times, no chat. I don't know. I mean, it could be anything without seeing anything. I assume you're using CH elements for riding. Did you ever figure out a CH issue I ran into my pet ball? Would that be a similar thing with the GWAR? There is no issue. You need to have the patch enabled. Basically, the way that works is the reason that things break when you stop riding, and what usually breaks isn't the fact that the dialogue doesn't return. What usually breaks is the dialogue gets stuck and the aliases are screwed. Basically what Convenient Horses does is it fills in aliases that you need to clear, that usually would remain filled, because we want these aliases to take control. Convenient Horses, when you hop on anything that has the actor horse ref keyword, which I said I wouldn't go into, but I am. So here the actor type horse, actor type horse keyword, anything with that Convenient Horses will fuck with. So what we do is whenever you hop off of a GWAR, there is a script that is supposed to empty. In the patch, what it does, it fills in some properties, so it's sort of built into the base mod. But what it will do is we will have properties filled in the patch ESP that basically make sure that alias horse, alias summon are emptied. And also we'll add, it's not added yet on this, but it is in my pet board. But what it does is it references the Convenient Horses script, and it makes sure that it empties the aliases. And that is supposed to then work. No, it works for me. I can prove it to you. I don't know why it might not be working for you. You have to check if anything else is messing with them. I can't account for everyone's mods, unfortunately, but I've made a convenient horses patch and I've tested with them without, and it seemed to work for me. But basically, the reason that things would break, and it shouldn't break. Oh fucking hell! In terms of, it has no, I don't think it shouldn't have anything to do with convenient horses if the dialogue doesn't return from ride to talk, because what it does is basically when you activate the horse, every time you activate, this is activate to get on, activate to get off, it runs a check and it goes, does it have the keyword? And it basically clears the alias that gives the keyword. So once it's not in the alias, it doesn't have the keyword, meaning it can't say ride. So for some reason, something is preventing that keyword from being removed. Now the two checks that would be affected is the keyword, well, the only check I think is, are you mounted or not? If you experience weird shit like that, it could be that you've just got a lot of scripting stuff going on in your game. But everything I've tested my pet boar, it works like a charm. Everything I've tested with this works like a charm. Although I haven't tested convenient horses yet, but you've seen that I'm getting on him, I'm getting off him, and then the dialogue reappears. So it's all set correctly. There's no bug in it. I can show it working. So it would have to point to a conflict. So anyway, getting sort of back on track. It's all reference stuff. It's all reference aliases that allow you to how to remove stuff. It'd be nice if you could do it as simple as, you know, a function that adds or removes a keyword. But you can't, because it's not a script function. So you have to do it via quest alias filling and emptying. Which is a bit of a ball ache. It's quite a long way around, but that's how it is. So, right, I've had to turn my fan on. You might hear it a bit in the background, unfortunately. So what we want to do with Lantern, anyway, is we want to do one of these for each one. We're just going to do this for number 1 first. So basically, if he's got the pack on, this option needs to appear. Yeah, if he's got the pack without the lantern, this option needs to appear. Then what we do is we add an additional topic. So I'd actually probably want to rename... No, we don't. No, we add another response. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. The issue with dialogue not kicking back in, as in the dialogue's visible, but you can't click follow and wait and dismiss, has nothing to do with me. That's a vanilla glitch with animal followers. It's when they think they're in combat or something's happening that's just upsetting them. And then if you walk around or you save and load, it sort of kicks back in again. It's less of an issue in Legacy and a lot more of a common issue in Special Edition. I don't know what it is. I swear somebody in the stream like months ago mentioned it when I was messing with this mod back then, saying that there is a way of stopping it, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was. So I don't know a fix, unfortunately. What we want to do here is we want this to basically be for lantern off. So we're going to do lantern off there. And I'm going to want, again, very similar conditions. So I just copy all conditions rather than go type them all back in again. Paste in here. The difference will be that it will be the other skin with the lantern. So what I now need before we can sort of proceed is I actually need a skin with the lantern. So we're going to do armor add-on, and we're going to do pack on its own. And we're going to go in here and we are just going to do pack. Create new. So we just get rid of the NL and we do pack. I haven't been changing the texture. Bit of a whoopsie on my part. So if we go in pack again here, we'll change this guy to be the albino guar, and then we'll go ahead and get pack guy here, change him up so that he's awesome Guar. Because I really want the awesome Guar. Can't wait to get to see him in game. Fuck, he's cool. He's so cool. He's cool. Right, now what I do is I go to each of these, and again we make a normal sort of pack skin for each. Pack 1. Pack 2. Then we're going to need pack 3. Pack 4. There we go. Okie doke. So we got those guys in, so now we can start referencing them in the script. Lantern's going to get pretty detailed. That's going to be a hell of a long dialogue for you, so I'm going to squash these up together. So what I want here is this one's going to be... ooh, shit. This is going to get interesting. You know what? Lantern off should be fine. Because it's going to be setting out... Oh, would it set... Hang on. Yeah, if it sets like a bareback outfit, that's not a problem. But it wouldn't. No, it does need one for each. Oh, okay. So where it's got lantern on, it needs to be like 01 and so on and so forth. Which is really quite annoying, actually. There's going to be a lot of scripts here. It's the only way I can think to do it. So then anything that doesn't have like a 01 we're going to need to delete, and I think it's only in source. Yeah. There we go. Let's try that. Thinking. Alright, lantern. Really annoying. Don't like this at all. No, it's fine. Only way I can do it. We need to call this fragment. So what I need is the outfit for a pack. There we go. Pack lantern. And we're not going to fully compile that yet. And go into Sublime. Boca Grey, welcome to stream. Alright. So there's something up here that was bothering me. It's a missing space. There we go. Right. So actor Lantern ref, and then outfit lantern pack. So if I do that, then this should then compile happily. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's going to do that. These are just going to be tedious to set up, not exactly difficult. This is going to be the interesting part. So this, what we want to do is for sort of pack up, I'm going to actually copy and paste this, and then we're just going to adjust it. So Gua lantern ref. So Gua lantern. Holder. Oh, I don't need this spell anymore. That's being done in a completely different way. Which is a lot more efficient. So what we've got here is we're now going to be doing the lantern, but what I don't want is a fade out. I don't feel we need a fade out for a lantern to pop on if it does it seamlessly. So what we do is we get the Gua. Oh, we're still adding gems as well. I don't even need that anymore. That's an old thing. Pack gem. Again, a lot of this has happened off stream where I've been going through systems for doing things and for conditions. So much of this is far more efficient. This needed some cleanup. There we go. Alright, now we can do lantern. It probably doesn't need to wait. It doesn't need... Well, I suppose it could do clothing. And then lantern is going to be based off different sort of situation. Yeah, it's fine. We may want like a ball as well. For on or off. Lantern action. And then what we'll do is if lantern action, so this is for on, to turn it on. Else, I mean, either way it's going to play that, so this is going to be even simpler than that. It's going to play the sound, then it's going to do that or something else. Then it's going to choose which pack it sets up. So it's going to be lantern pack, or it's going to be the other pack. Ah, it's interesting. Okay, so we're going to need we're going to need double the outfits. So we're going to need pack and lantern pack. So if we do pack and lantern pack, then what we do is lantern pack. And so if you want to put it on, give lantern or remove the lantern. And then what you do is just pack. Or do pack NL. Just so it's not the same as any of the above. And then you don't have like a clothes down in there, or a lantern holder there, or any fade and weights. It's just as simple as that. And then the light will manage itself. And then that means what we do here is we now need to state a lot more properties. So the final one's actually going to be a ball. We're going to... It's going to get pissy because bits are missing. I'm going to have to cancel that out for a second. And then I'm going to have to do what's essentially going to be a lantern on and a lantern off, I think. Or is it lantern off and then lantern on? Lantern off, then lantern on. So lantern off is going to be MPGD outfit. Then this is where it gets a bit confusing because it's a little different. So lantern off and lantern on. So lantern on is lantern and then lantern off is pack. So outfit pack 01 and then that one. And then in this instance, this is going to be for lantern on, in which case we want to pull that to be true. So if you want to put the lantern on, then you just do true. Penis. It's undefined. I haven't defined it. I haven't actually put it in. So what I want to do is add my other outfit that I was trying to state, which is the MPGD outfit pack 01. Lantern pack is not specified. Lantern action is not specified. Okay. Lantern pack, lantern thingy, and then action ref. Okay, this is going to get a bit confusing. What we want is AK speak, and then we want MPGD. Oh, this is very interesting because that needs to compile and stop being a giant twit. So MPGD outfit pack 01. And that is without a lantern. Outfit pack 01 MPG. There's no D in there. I don't know why. Now it's just not auto-filling them at all. How? Oh, I've put D's in there. Why have I put D's in there? What am I doing? I'm losing it now. It's getting really confusing. There's so much stuff that has to click together with this. It's getting really, really difficult to understand. Right, okay, now it'll work. Right, so we've got our two outfits in there, and then I want to see if this is actually going to compile. So it's whinging, so I don't know why. It shouldn't be. Because pack is undefined. MPGD outfit pack is undefined. That's because we've done it wrong in here. We've done outfit lantern, and then we've done a D in here, which we don't want to do. So it's defined now, so that should work. There we go, right. And then what you do is you do a similar thing, but you do it the other way. So instead of true, it's false. But you also want to add your outfits in again. And then you just do that another 3 times. So MPG outfit pack 01. And then you also do MPG outfit pack lantern 01. And you fill that in, and then instead of true, you do the false, and you flip the 2. Job's a good one. Brandmere, something to stream. Right, okay, so hopefully that means that we can actually put the lantern on and off. Now that is something that we should, in theory, now be able to test. Share a snippet of an error. Not really in a stream, but I've got a Discord channel if you want to go to Discord and see if anyone's able to help on there. Okie dokie. So I think we've got it. He says. I mean, something's bound to be wrong. Alright, so if we go on outfit now, it doesn't have any option for a lantern because you don't have a pack. But if you pack him up, and then you go into outfit, why? Why? Why are you a giant dick face? Alright, so let's have a look and see, because our condition is obviously not kicking in terms of having a lantern. So what we want to check now is the fact that it's get alias Pekwar 01 and that he has no lantern skin 01. That's true. Ah. Let's get that he doesn't have a lantern. And he doesn't have nothing. And he doesn't have a saddle. Let's get that those are true, and maybe that will make it happy. And then we can progress to put the other dudes in. Hello, hello, hello. Come on, son. Ah, I'm an idiot. It's alright. I haven't linked them. I needed to link them in so it'll do them both. It's sometimes the simplest thing, because you get so caught up on the scripting and the conditions and all the confusing like stuff that clicks together that you completely forget the most basic of things that need to be checked to hook up. Now it's gonna work. You giant face hole of a bitch. Why? It shouldn't be doing that. Oh, and our packs, hang on, something else is wrong. Our new packs don't have the light on them. So all these need to have the enchantment on, otherwise the lantern's not going to even shine. So they've all got the lantern, and then for some reason douche face is a douche head face. Let me have a look. So what I actually want here, let's do this. What we want to do is say that yes, he does in fact have equipped the pack 0 no skin true. That's the original condition that I wanted, because I only want you to add a lantern when you've added the pack on. Just because I'm weird. So then you can just select lantern. It's like, does its thing. Right, here we go. I really need to delete the albino one for the minute because he just gets in the way. Right, there we go. Now we can pack him up. You pack him up, he doesn't have a light. And then you go in, you go to his outfit. And now you can add a lantern. So you add a lantern. The lantern just fucking turns on. Yes. Now can we turn the lantern off? I don't think I updated it. The off one needs to say that pack lantern is on to turn it off. Now it's going to work. Yes. This is going to work. I've decided. Because Dark Fox says so. It's going to work. Has to. Right, you there. We're going to pack you up. Lantern. Oh, it just appears on him. It lights up. It's gorgeous. And then we want to go lantern off. Ah, oh, yes. Ooh, yes. Thank you. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. So what I could be like, you know what? We need a little light up in this shit. We're going to turn it on. We're going to go TFC. We're going to wait around for a little while. It's going to be dark. It's going to be spooky. And I'm going to say, get your lantern on, lad. Follow me. Command, come with me. Get a little animation, because why the hell not? And whoopity-doo. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's lighting the way for you. Now we need to make sure that you're all up for it in combat. We need to see what he's like when something tries to eat him. So there should be some wolves down here. Oh, follow animation. You'd be amazed how fucking easy that is to do. There is literally an idle section when you do the dialogue. When you put the dialogue on the topic. It just says idle for the speaker and the listener. And for listener you do idle give. Or point or whatever it is that you want. Could you help, please? I'm getting ripped apart. Thank you. Fudgery-doo, that was good. You just bit him and he was dead. Wow. Aren't you a special little bastard? The others have gone. Patient it dies. You fucking... Where are the others gone? They've gone. They've just gone. I love how he plods along like he just has no shits. He's fantastic. I love him. I love how that light just works. That is just awesome. And yeah, as you can see, you can't ride him because of what he's got on, but then we can just saddle him up instead. Ooh. Right. Select ride. And then you do ride. And then you should be able to ride him. Oh, no. Oh, that's a problem. That light doesn't fade. That light's going to hang around. That's interesting. Alright, there's something else I'll need to do. I can fix that. I can find the nearest light of a specific type and delete it. Yeah, the light stays. Bit of a pain, isn't it? Why would it do that? Why wouldn't it get rid of it? It's got no active effects. It should get rid of it. That's weird. Right. Okay. In that case, let me see. We want. How and what? Where? I need to find whatever's doing the light creation source for me. Which of my mods does that? I suppose Mershgum. So it's going to Mershgum. This is the most reliable source of a working script that I've got. And then we've got Sconce, I imagine. Find closest reference and delete. So whenever you change his outfit, lanternize him. So lantern is an interesting one. So when a lantern lantern, that's going to be what we want, and we're going to want light list. Light lock would wind up being Gua lantern ref. Fix radius just to make sure and delete. And then what we're going to want is a little form list. MPG form lantern. And then we're actually going to need to make it and put it in there. I could have just listed it as a bug, but it kind of needs to be fixed. So, and then if this is fixed, fingers crossed it is, then we can sort of continue on and we can implement everything else and be in a position where it's the really interesting stuff. I could do like a need system for this as well, like Cat's Life, but I don't think I'm going to go that far. Back him. We're ideally going to want to wait till it's dark, so it's easier to see. And then what we need to do is outfit and lantern. Outfit and lantern. Yep, deleted. Absolutely brilliant. Worked like a charm. Can't believe that just worked. Lovely. So that's fixed. Now we can put the rest of the stuff in play. So first, I think it's kind of important that we get the saddle in place. It's probably the less tedious. So what's happening here is to saddle up, we have to have a response for each of them. So anything where we're going to have to check individual skins, we're going to want extra ones. First try. Oh yes. Would it work if you were set it to appear on a Guar during an event? No. You could do something like that. You could. What you can't change. You can change outfits. You can't change you can't change skins with a script, but you can change outfits that have armor pieces with skins in them. So you could do it whenever you want. You can trigger it on all sorts of things. So yeah, the answer is yes. My face. Right, let's do a saddle up for the other guars. So it's just going to be 3 dots because they're not going to speak to you. Oh yeah, you were like, how do you get the idle animations to happen? You just do idle give or get attention or whatever it is. Idle cut hand for some reason. Idle laugh, whatever you want. Listener, that's the player. Speaker is the other guy or gal or whatever. That's how you do it. I love cheese and the cheese loves me. Everybody dance with me. Dee 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 dee. Right. Redo Fox follow my idea of broke. So I imagine it would be difficult. I just made a dialogue system. I just stopped working, so you click on it and nothing happens. What, like no dialogue options appear, or nothing happens when you click follow and stuff? That, I don't know. Did you have an SCQ generated? And would it come back if you saved and loaded? No, it could have broke something if it was something that changed while you were modding it. MPGG. No, not D. G. Outfit. Saddle 3. It's not saddle. It's mount. I really wish I'd stuck like made mount saddle. The fact that I haven't done that is causing problems. Why is that empty? Has that just cancelled that out? Because that's really annoying. At least it's in there. Sort of remembers it somehow. It's very good. Settle up with 3. Right, that's okay, that was close. Mount 04. That should all just work. By the way, these particular tunes are from Vince Vet. Strongly recommend checking out his channel and whatnot. YouTube, brilliant music. I've got to go through and actually pick tons of these out and put them in the stream, mix them in with a load of other stuff. I haven't had a chance yet. Right, okay. Unsaddle is not a problem. Saddle, unsaddle, Pakwa. Pakwa is a problem. That will be Pegwa. Okay. You know what? I want to sort the aliases out the way because I know where I'm going to... do I know though? Do I know where I'm going to put these guys? The question here is, would you be happy with a Gwar mod that forces you to go to Solstheim to get your Gwar? Let me pause that. It is a question for all of you watching. Would you be happy if a mod made you have to go to Solstheim to actually get your Gwar? Yeah, makes sense to purchase, but what if you wanted him? Alright, what if you wanted him from sort of earlier on is really the thing. So imagine that you're starting off in Skyrim, you really want your Gwar. So as long as you can take it to Skyrim, yep, you can. So as long as it was lore friendly, you can take it to Skyrim and it makes sense where it comes from. Lore speaking, it's perfect, but there'll be those people that are like, I want it right away. Yes, that's my concern. And what Kindchin, if I've not just butchered your name, what you've just said is what I'm thinking, but it introduces problems where you've got the exotic ones that you would have in Solstheim, but then the basic boring ones have sort of been imported into Skyrim. That can kind of make sense. Problem there is you then need 2 merchants, and if I was going to do a custom voice merchant, I would not be custom voicing 2. You can get there without any problems at level 1. Suppose you can, yeah, because you just sort of go to the boatman and you travel up there. You wouldn't have to interact with anyone or do anything. Alt start to get it quick. Yeah, that's true. I suppose it wouldn't really make sense to have a Gwar playing vanilla games straight off the bat anyway. And then you could just hop over there. I think I might say fuck it and say if you want it, it's in Solstheim. And if you're super desperate and it's like, but I don't want to go there yet, then you can COC over there, grab it, COC back to where you were, and just imagine that, you know, you purchased it in Skyrim. A rumour about Gwars in Solstheim. Now that is an interesting idea. I'm not sure how I'd plant that, but that's a really good idea actually. I like that. I think the fact that technically you can just go there, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we have a problem. Because basically I'll show you where I was going to put the merchant fella. Because the issue I've got now is that we can't do a lot of this or have to mess with changes later on if we don't get them in the world. We need to get them down in the world where they're going to sit. And I'll show you where I'm thinking. I don't know where I'm going. Solstheim, there we go. Because I've been looking at some mods that edit Raven Rock. It's not the most popular place in the world, it would seem. But the mods that edit it and mess with it is pretty much inside the walls. So I'm going to do the same trick as a cat's life where I want to put that. And essentially I'm going to zip just outside the walls. Oh no. Don't tell me that's a dragon landing marker area. I really hate when this slows down to like a fucking complete stop. What is it doing? Is that a dragon crash land spot? Yes, it is. God damn it. Oh, no. I hope that's not used for anything in particular. Might be. An ambush spot. Bugger, I was going to go here. This is where I was going to put the guy. This whole area is just a freaking crash land zone for a dragon. It's ridiculous. Oh, damn it. I was going to put him here. This is a perfect spot, but it looks like there's stuff there. Yeah, I didn't see those ash spawners the other day when I was looking. Ah, crap. Alright, because I need to find somewhere to put him, but it's near impossible. Because all this is going to be edited by Raven Rock mods and whatnot. Too close to this thing doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. I mean, he could sit over here, but again, mods are going to edit this area. So I need to find a spot that these guys can live, really. I don't actually know Solstheim. I've not played it. A sin, I know. I plan on it. That was a stream, Doggo Bobba. I mean, he could be part the way down the road. He could go here, sort of thing. That's really out of the way. No one's going to touch that. Yeah, I don't really want him on an island, though, do I? Selling guars. I want him just outside the city, so fuck it. Somewhere around here will work. I am going to go ahead and put them in. He's only going to have a few bits and bobs. I'm not putting a store or anything. He's not having a full-blown shop. He's sort of just up on the side here. It shouldn't be an encounter zone. There's nothing here. There's one just over there. And there's one over there. It should be enough distance that it's not too much of an issue. I mean, he'll be essential, so when something weird does go down, he'll just sort of take cover or whatnot. We'll have to see how things react, but at least for now, I want to put them in the world. I'll kind of put them in like a sort of leashed situation where their package won't let them attack and do anything and upset anything. So we're just going to do MPG ref Guar 01. We're going to do that for, oh dear, for each. There we go, that's fine. And then number 3. And number 4. Right. I want to sort of just get some of this in play relatively quickly. So we just got the combat scripts, and then there's the aliases for the quest that needs set into these fellas. Fucking dinosaur. That's weird. One of them let it select itself, but the others wouldn't. I think I know why. I think it's selected. Yes, that'll be why. Alright, no problem there then. 3. And 4. And we'll link these fellas up. So what I can do is the combat references are done and the empty aliases are done. Food check is a big thing that needs doing. But not yet. So aliases are going to be set references now. These won't be cleared. Well, if you think he's going to cause issues inside, he can follow, but if you think that it could cause issues inside, then you could just tell him to wait outside. Right, here we go. We got all that in place. That's looking good. And then we've actually got the different dialogue choices now. So we've got the saddle up, we've got the unsaddle, and then we just want to do like pack gua. We want all this in as well. So that's going to be outfit pack 2. So we want our different responses. Just need to add them all to the own faction for testing's sake, but what will happen is you won't be able to talk to them until they're actually in your faction. Now this guy is in there. So I need to open up number 2, 3 and 4 and add them to those factions so we can test after we've put this stuff in play and see if they'll all like do different things. And then there needs to be a limit on if they're able to actually follow, based on there already being one. Need to know what the script's called because I can't remember. Pack up. And then I need to look at the outfits. Crap. Right, let's do 3 dots there. Basic conditions. All this should then just sort of come together nicely. Right, I'm just going to do the last one. We won't get to get in and test because I've got to run. Because food will need to be consumed. But the next stream, I imagine I will have already dove in and got a lot of this sort of up and running. So we'll sort of see then at what state things are at. There we go, easy zap. I just need to do that tedious task, but like sort of double for the lantern stuff. To get lanterns added and removed. And they'll sort of go down there. So the interesting thing to do now, really, is POI Ash RJ01. Let's dive in real quick. Jesus. Don't know how the hell I remembered it. Oh, Christ. The hell are we? This isn't where I asked to be. This is nowhere at all where I asked to be. I'm miles away from them. Why am I out here? They're over there. Interesting he's called out Bino. He probably shouldn't be, really. Well, I want my fucking favourite one. Oh my god, it all works now. That is awesome. Oh, yes! That is so cool. That is so cool. Alright, I think they're working. Put the lantern thing on and we are oh so close to that point. That is so cool. Right, really happy with that. Really made quite good progress. Hopefully the mic was good. Audio was nice. Obviously new microphone and all. Didn't have a lot of time to set it up before the stream, but I'll probably be tweaking things and making it sound a bit better and cutting out more background noise if I can. But otherwise, yeah, should all be quite cool. So there we go. That is just about it for today's stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. I will be back streaming probably Wednesday. Could potentially be earlier. Really depends on a load of things. Otherwise, hopefully you can join me on Wednesday. If not, then you can catch the stream back afterwards on like past stream broadcasts on Twitch and YouTube. Check out the website. Everything you need is on there. You can get past broadcasts, get more information, check out various mods. www.foxon27.co.uk. Also, check out the community Discord if you're having difficulty with things and you need a hand. I might not personally be able to help, but there are lots of other people on there that are quite good at stuff that might be able to assist you. So until Wednesday, thank you all very much for watching, and I will speak to you all next time.